The video is extremely powerful, carries exactly the message that we need to hear in order to raise the money tonight to find a cure for cystic fibrosis. But to put a Minnesota face on this story, I would like to bring to the stage the Johnson family, Chuck, Ann, Jackie, and Cooper. Please give them a round of applause.
Hello, everyone. I'm Chuck. This is my wife, Ann. This is Cooper. He's 15. Jackie is 18. Both have cystic fibrosis. We've been asked to give you a little flavor of what living in a family with CF is all about. It's our honor to do so. We'd like to share with you a handful of memories and images that come to mind when we think back on our journey with CF. Jackie turned 18 about 6 weeks ago, which means 18 years ago, almost to the day, Ann and I and 6-week-old Jackie were at the CF Center in Madison, Wisconsin, getting her tested for CF. We got a little bit lucky with Jackie in that she was born in La Crosse, Wisconsin. 18 years ago, Wisconsin and Colorado were the only two states in the country that tested for cystic fibrosis at birth. But the test in La Crosse only told us that Jackie had the CF gene. It didn't tell us whether or not she had cystic fibrosis. So we had to make the 3-hour trip to Madison, Wisconsin. It's at that Madison CF Center where my first and most vivid image occurred. I call it my welcome to CF moment. Every CF parent has one. The 2-day visit was an endless number of pokes and pricks, tests and examinations of all variety. None of it was fun, but we were always holding Jackie and helping her get through it, and it was bearable. But then the doctors needed a chest x-ray. So they take little Jackie, probably only 8 or 9 pounds at the time, from Ann's arms. They push us out of the room to an adjoining room that has a window where we can view. They strip Jackie down and they place her on this cold examination table. And they take her tiny limbs. They place heavy weighted bags on each of them. So she is spread eagle on this table with her limbs pinned down. It's a pathetic sight. She looks like she's about to be sacrificed. And then this huge x-ray machine gets positioned over her and begins to descend down on her. Compared to little Jackie, it looks like a 10-story building collapsing down on her. And Jackie wants none of it. Her face turns beet red, she arches her back, and she screams. And she screams, and she keeps screaming. Even behind the wall that Ann and I are, it's loud. As first-time parents, our hearts are about to burst, our knees buckle. We know exactly what Jackie's saying. She's calling out to us. She's saying, "Do not abandon me. Do not abandon me." Ann turns to me with tears rolling down her cheeks, and she smiles, and she says, "With lungs like that, there's no way she has CF." Well, Ann was wrong. We received the diagnosis later that day. And 2 years later, we went through the process again as a much calmer and quieter Cooper was also diagnosed with CF. When I think of CF, the next image is about the drugs and meds that Jackie and Cooper need to take. I compare the way that doctors introduce you to the meds that CF children are required to take to the way big box stores lure you in with a sale item, knowing that you will fill up your cart with other items before you leave. So when you have a newborn with CF, This is all you need. 2 or 3 of these. These are enzyme capsules. So you open these up, you sprinkle them on the baby food or into applesauce, and you feed your child. It's fairly simple, and it's not at all overwhelming. So this is what replaced those 2 or 3 enzyme capsules. We've got albuterol inhalers, Flonase, 2 Source CF multivitamins, 2 antacid capsules, 4 appetite enhancer pills, 1 injection of Omnitrope, 2 vials of hypertonic saline, 2 vials of Palmazyme, 4 vials of albuterol, 2 vials of tobramycin, 5 canisters of nutritional supplements, and 96 Creon 12,000 enzyme capsules. You heard that number right, 96. This is what my family has to go through every day to battle this disease. And that's when they're healthy. Friends come over to our house, and they open up our cupboards expecting to see plates and cups, and they're introduced to a small pharmacy. When I think of CF, the image of 10-year-old Cooper spending the entire summer running around with fluorescent green hair comes to mind. As he made good on a promise to his classmates that if they raised enough money, he'd dye his hair green. I see Jackie working together with her friends to design and sell CF t-shirts at her high school. I see us walking in great strides around the lakes. I see us climbing stairs at the IDS tower. I see us running races together. Some families picnic together. CF families fundraise together. When I think of CF, I picture our tremendous support group. Generous family and friends whom we turn to time and time again for help. Because living with CF means being humble. We need help. And we can't let pride get in the way of asking for it. Through the years, this help has come in many forms. Babysitting our kids, allowing Ann and I a weekend to ourselves, learning about their meds or how to hook our kids up to a vest therapy machine, volunteering at fundraisers, giving financially, or simply being there when we needed somebody to talk to. Our family and our friends are our rock. We'd never get through any of this without them. The last image I want to share is one that is all too common for any parent of a child with CF. It's that of lying awake in a darkened hospital room in the middle of the night, staring at your sleeping child, hooked up to IVs and monitors, praying that God and the doctors will make him or her well, and wishing that you could trade places with them. Every CF family has similar images to share. But none of these pictures and stories I've told are what motivate us. None are what drive us to get out of bed in the morning. No, the images that drive us are our dreams of a future with our kids, along with the knowledge that if we don't participate in events like this, those dreams may never come true. For Ann and I, it's the image of someday seeing Jackie and Cooper graduate college. It's the image of someday walking Jackie and Cooper down the aisle, of dancing with them on their wedding day. It's the vision of someday holding a precious little grandchild in our arms and seeing Cooper or Jackie's face beaming with the pride and joy of new parenthood. That's why we're here. We are so close to the finish line. We know a lot of you have been coming to this event year after year, and you've given generously time and time again. We are so thankful for all of you for your presence here this evening. We've come so far, and we've made so many great advances, but we're not done. We still need your help. 18 years ago, a little infant girl screamed her lungs off in a cold Madison hospital room. Today, her message has not changed. Please do not abandon us. Thank you. Good job, Jackie Cooper.